All right, Fambule, una welcome back to yet another very important segment where they can to the Talking Point platform. My name na Mr. Komon-Tok. Today again, we get some very important issues there for can look into better one. One of the one of the issue they look at now the Abacha Street traders then situation we understand say some people and they will sustain serious injuries we then take them carry them go hospital where they can analyze and also we'll look at the coup will just take place within the same West Africa with Niger where it will get some ripple effect around and also we go look at information where they go around the social media where they talk say President Julius Madabio arrest 8 soldier where mainly these are northerners when a retired soldiers he don't keep them for 50 days and people then they suspected them soldier them be on stage something like a coup. We not get full detail on that but we'll share which we get and also they look at again the Kush, if you buy like say the issue just the what getting worse now. The police there it like say themselves they don't get arrested by Kush. All this and more. Plus, always you comment your observation, your contribution. We highly value on this platform. And also, if you're not the first thing this for January, not forget for uh, click the subscribe button and then click on notification as well so you don't go miss nothing. We subscribe we broadcast now 2 areas within our Facebook Live Talking Point platform as well as TPP Leo na Talking Point platform YouTube. So are they with Mr. Boy inside will help to light on the issue. Yes, Mr. Boy, you greet people who they listen you fine, right?
Am I loud and clear?
Yes, you're loud and clear. You're loud and clear.
Okay, Ramble Debuna, good evening. How now they do? I hope everybody they do well.
Yes, Sibling, they do well. Yes. All right. So, Fambule, the first thing first, I know say some of now we don't see them videos and there, and some of them not see it. But what we do as always, we they carry the video, let us see some of the scenes in this morning where they fly around social media, where a lot of people, Abacha traders specifically, we I think then just wake up one morning, just and it's not the first thing this they happen. We then lost the market table then clear day, then spoil the table and it just to uh the pictures then we are just too emotional. But anyway, Law will listen from then said the traders and Law we how they feel about this one. From there now will come put we own small analysis on this one. Let we take on out through this one. Now the beer we small today we use a different system and it's slow. Our apologies in the first place. That now the thing I for don't first begin with, but better late than never. Apologies. The new system, the new studio they use today it gets more technical issues, so we they go around and that make will be late. So we're so sorry about that. We still they try for work around and allow we self understand and better one. You know, way they do changes with it
You get for
transition
learn,
always.
my friend.
Yeah, always.
This is the world of technology. You learn every day.
Exactly.
Technology is good for us because it keeps us from getting old.
I'm telling you. All
The
right,
more
now
you think, the younger you stay.
exactly. So now we put up no ambulance here. Now see waiting happen today na Abacha.
June 27, July 27, and I can put together the son of streets. Why see them how they demonstrate? I had the other cast off. Yeah, we don't agree, no shop for open. No shop, not open, no drive and no come out. Yeah, Uber could be ready for die. Because we're not so foreigner. We're not Sierra Leone. We're not CTC. We're not so foreigner. Now we sky stylists. When they can't put me in that street, they say they for put this here there. Now what to do? We begin to go for go school. We begin to don't sit MPSC. They don't sit Beke. They don't sit was. No more can they pass here. I had the other stars. Why are the other stars? I want to do. I want to do that salon. I want to do. Yes, you ready?
This Abacha Street live, let's see the happy day. But they don't clear the whole Abacha Street. Let's see the happy today when on Thursday, the 27th July. Live now Abacha Street. Government don't clear all the table every day. No table no day. So right now, Abacha Street, people that they strike. So we are the Abacha Street. Another problem today, you know business, they don't block outside. They don't block all the next time. Today, the 27th July 2023. It's the happy live now Abacha Street. They don't clear all the table there. No street trading. See the Abacha Street, they don't go block. System no much cannot pass. Don't block the space. See traffic and Abacha Street. Don't block outside. So I don't say today back now void. No business today back for the cops here because they don't already they start. They say they know they stop. See the traffic and they don't block.
That was some of the scenes. That was some of the scenes we be the make rounds on the social media today. We as soon as there is some emotional plea from Sierra Leoneans, and we sisters then, we mama then, we ref them Abacha Street where they plead and they even the cry say some of them na comrade them, and it's true. And some of them they say them picking don't see it was or don't see 10 PSC, then they go drag. And this is not to the first time this like I begin, and not to the first time this happened. I remember back August 10 after the protests. We see government officials and then go to Abacha, then book all the table and book them. They say because the Abacha then supports the protest. Where for me, I be feel say very harsh because they not get any justification for proof say. I mean, there are people under what they send Abacha when are APC as well as SLPP. But when they go, they not pick APC, they not pick SLPP, then just go book all the table there for pay them. They say they pay them, you know, they revenge, you know. And this again, I don't know, maybe connected with the post-election where we see the way the voting pattern go. And not a secret, the people, the majority of the people who they work now and what they send Abacha, now people are now pro APC people. In other words, like they sympathize mainly or now supporters of APC. And in most cases, if you check, they always get in conflict with the central government. But the long and short of it, yes, we do understand from the government point of view, say they want sanity, they want clean the streets, they want free traffic flow. But again, you are asked Usada don't provide for them, Usada then go for go sell because this not to the first, not first and this way, this issue they come up. Now, apart from that, this not to the only government way instead culpable on this one. Successive governments then don't fail actually for look for a befitting market where you attract people. I see like the Victoria Park and during the past government, then they go make some stall, then they were very, serious accusation. Commodity see a lot of people or some those minister then embezzle them money, then they're not able to finish that particular market stall day, and in fact, not be able to accommodate everybody, But anyway, I'll deal with Mr. Jallo Jamboria. Yeah? Instead, go put the light on these ones. But the main thing I count on for, they can put on the way you can tell about the coup will take place now Africa and Niger. Yes, Mr. Jallo, you answered something regarding this issue of we sisters there, Mama and Abacha.
Yes, definitely.
Go ahead, sir. You get the platform.
And as I can always say, I don't make up my mind for say the hard truth to Sierra Leoneans. I'm not talking politics. If you are a politician, you feel guilty of what you are to talk, I don't have to say sorry to you for that. We are all Sierra Leoneans. As an elder of Sierra Leone, I believe, say at this stage, some of you for the raise with voice low and I begin think. Because what you don't stop in Sierra Leone are the processes of thinking. Today, this morning, one my younger brother write an article where he talk about emptiness. That people and they claim for being intellectuals, but they are empty. That subscribes exactly to the way where they think. All this problem, they get. Now left for the gay excuses now in Sierra Leone, please. Now left for the gay excuses. This has been a problem since successive governments. So what? If your father was a drunk, do you have to be a drunk? Because he was a drunk? Can't you think and do something differently? Sierra Leone not the only country where they do street trading at the world. It's a global phenomenon. If you know, say, Abacha Street has become a traditional place for do business, for trade in a street, find alternatives to direct the traffic. Sierra Leone should have a coastal road now from Kleintown, where they bypass by the sea, take let us say, like Usai Central Mosque there, he join like Wallace Johnson Street, go past through Krube, go to Congo Cross or Komon-Tok. Why are we not doing that? Is it because we don't have the money? No. It's not because of that. Because anything we country want for do, if they want to spend the money, they able to spend them. The problem we get in Sierra Leone, and I'll say it without regret, we have a dysfunctional intellectual class. A class of educated people will not care for the country in welfare, then care about living affluent and grandiose life. For a country with the size of population we'll get, for a country with the kind of resources we'll get, we should be doing better. The issue of street trading in Freetown, since 2015, was it, or 2014, there was a conference on transformation and economic planning. I wrote a paper on how to decentralize the CBD of Freetown. Every country, Mohamed Hussein, they sold in London. Every area gets the market area. Not so? We don't need forget everybody coming to Abacha Street to buy one single item, for God's sake. Freetown is growing. Every community forget the market center. Build the buildings. If you cannot, open up, let private investors then come, then do that. In Norway, there are companies, there are businesses building those buildings and renting it out to people. That man where they sell sus na Abacha Street. If you're able to do business na Abacha Street, if you're able to get stalled na Kalbatong, Alentong, Waterloo. in a center, in a business center. Decentralize the place first by providing the infrastructure. Don't go taking the minimum economic means so the people and they get for survive, where in fact not even do for them for survive. That's absolute wickedness. And I think the government should come out and apologize to the people for misbehaving. Because the role of a government is to solve the problems of the people, not to create problems for the people. It's high time we begin to say it's the hard way, Mohammed. They shouldn't be doing that. Therefore, don't think of how for solve the street trading issue in Freetown. Therefore, don't create alternative market centers. God rich get, this get. Now, Freetown don't expand and get Kamayema and get this. Let all them places and they get small market centers. That way, you clear the main thoroughfare for traffic. But these guys don't care. All they care for, when they sit on a power, are for thief money and billows, keep almost woman, send them girlfriend and then picking the overseas. And now we in a power. Lord talk about that, Team Mohammed.
All right. All right, so Fambule, we now can play one video again where they make rounds. This international news, but the reason we make could bring and come because now we all then are the same block, the same ECOWAS block, and always we can remind people and say one ugly development now one small corner. If not check on, it will quickly spread. Not to the first attendees in this shortest period, we don't see cousin around West Africa, and mainly this a provocation to we all, because it seems as if we are going back to the days of coup. But Lord we share, Lord says see. Today we really the struggle a bit, but definitely it shall be well. In the next coming days, the system wouldn't be fully operational and we able to fumble there we are lot time for still there. All right, okay. All right, low watch this clip where they make rounds na the wall. Yes, this.
Where a group of soldiers claim to have overthrown the democratically elected president, Mohamed Bazoum. They've declared the closure of Niger's borders and imposed a nationwide curfew. Ferdia Carr begins our coverage.
Detained by the men meant to protect him, Niger's presidential guards surrounded Mohamed Bazoum's residence early on Wednesday. Amid the uncertainty, supporters of the president came out to protest.
No one knows what's going on. We all woke up this morning and heard that someone had decided to take the president hostage and try to make him resign. It's impossible. Everyone has come out to show their discontent.
Soldiers fired in the air, sending protesters running. There was apparent hope from the presidency and the West African bloc ECOWAS that a solution could be mediated. Hours later, in a broadcast on national television, military officers announced the removal of President Mohamed Bazoum.
We, the Security Defense Forces, gathered at the National Council for the Safeguard of the Homeland, have decided to put an end to the regime you know. This follows the continuous deterioration of the security situation and poor social and economic management. We affirm our support to all commitments undertaken by Niger.
ECOWAS, the African Union, and the United States have demanded President Bazoum's release.
I spoke with President Bazoum earlier this morning and made clear that the United States resolutely supports him as the democratically elected president of Niger. We call for his immediate release. We condemn any effort to seize power by force.
Frustrations around unrest and armed rebellions in the Sahel region have been a driving force for coups there. Niger's neighbours, Mali and Burkina Faso, have seen 4 military takeovers since 2020. Western forces, especially France and the United States, have since increasingly relied on Niger as a base of operations against armed groups in the Sahel. They'll hope to see Niger remain a democracy, along with Mohamed Bazoum's supporters, who voted him into power.
All right. Yes. All right. That's not the short clip we play for now. We Nigerians don't go into trouble. We don't say so. Mr. Jallo, what do you make up of this ugly development around West Africa? We see Burkina Faso. In fact, they don't get 2 coups inside Burkina Faso in a very short period of time. We see again Mali. We see again Guinea. We see again Niger. And how worrisome are we? Because it seems as if it's coming very close to us. You get the platform.
Well, keep worrying, but until you do the right thing, you'll be worrying. Africans have to take knowledge seriously. If you don't know what you are and what you have, this is exactly what you get. Okay? Before they talk about coup, they condemn coups. Let we look at the issues them will lead to them coups here. First and foremost, why is it that West Africa mostly we get coups in Africa? Have we ever sat down to ask that question? Why is it that West Africa mostly we get coups in Africa? Also, look at the proximity of West Africa to North Africa. Connect the dot. Now, with the thing say the Sahara Desert, the empty place, it is not. The Sahara Desert is loaded with resources. Niger, then get gold, then get oil, then get uranium, then get other resources where countries they need for run their economies. But that's not really the issue, because if we can get a correct society, who say the intellectual class in these societies would come up with a solution, say, let we make this country for we all benefit. Then not see them a few, then keep everything to themselves, then cause mass discontent, then they not the be. Who say this one are nowhere? Any soldier my mistake say they make coup, then they run at them. You know what you do? Nobody will justify it. Everybody has a good life. In Africa, coups are justified not because the people want the coup, but it's the only hope they would have after all the hopelessness where they don't live through. Now begin talk to the African governments. Now begin talk to the West African governments. Let them do better than they do. West Africa is a place loaded with resources. Then above all, if you take the ethnic distribution of Africa, what you'll notice is that West Africa has a density of multi-ethnicity where you not defend in other parts of Africa. Okay? Yes, we may say the majority people speak a language that is similar, that is called Malinke. But there are dialects we don't create ethnic groups, even though the language is then similar. These are all cultural and social factors where they play into instability. This is why when people get elected into government, they not for go do or be joyful. They dance all the whole night. When you get into government, sit down and begin to ask those pertinent questions. What are the things about our society that may take us apart? How do we solve them? And please, please, the other mistake they make about solving the problems in Africa, we feel say now the use of force, they solve problem. It is not. It create a bigger problem. We use force and people and say, when they not get outside for express themselves, then they turn rebel. Solve the problem by research. Solve the problem by addressing what needs to be addressed. If we get for restructure West Africa, let we get several political entities developing from what you get now. Let it be. Let us decentralize. Decentralization is one solution we need in West Africa for cut down on them coups here. The second thing we need in West Africa for cut down on them coups here, we for look at the structures of wealth distribution and improve on that. Enough find one set of people now then get everything. Then other ones then get right forget. If they not get, then go find a way forget. And one of the ways then they find forget now by their illegal governments here. Now we left for the blame. Now America caused this. Now Russia caused this. Let us look within ECOWAS, Economic Community of West African States. Then get for grow up into a research institute for find solution to with diversity and how for make we live and get peace in West Africa. Niger, look at Niger. Look at Niger, who side they make the coup. Niger has oil. Niger has uranium. Niger has gold. But look at the country, look at the capital city. What do you see? Not a slum. A slum you they see. Then a few people have it all. Then get all the best life. This is the disparity causing problems for us in West Africa. And it's time we begin to say these things. Now left for full story. Now begin talk out for talk out. Now find solutions. And these solutions will come when we face the bull by the horn and say, okay, yeah, now we get here. Any money will come up on this oil, on this uranium. Now make sure say if filter go down, let all man get. In Norway, then get decentralization. This corner where they anything we want now, the government they provide them. Okay? So anybody who Chris, he said to my they make kuna, then they run after you. In Africa, when somebody say they make coup, then they dance for them. Because it's a sign of hope. Not that the people are happy about it. Now left diplomatic talk and hypocrisy. Now begin talk the truth. Africa has a potential that a few people are misusing. Who are these few people? The elites who are in power, who run public administration. They have transformed themselves into the neo-colonialists of Africa. Now I make a continent this way. We not get no business for the poor.
All right. When it comes to one of the arguments where a lot of people they put when it comes to ECOWAS itself, is that they serve more like a fire brigade rather than being proactive in preventing issues then. And you talk about hypocrisy. I like that word there because ECOWAS then quick for certify even, then quick for condemn whenever there is a coup. But like we're talking, the thing that will lead, look, not just share, let people from Bull and see the press release with them just pull, and when they do some thread now, let we see waiting the new chairman of ECOWAS, what he say when Tinubu about this one. I don't know what then they consider, perhaps maybe they will consider.
Now, for go kill more people than say military intervention.
Military intervention, now this. So, Fambulas, when they see from the list, this comes yesterday. ECOWAS Commission condemns the attempted coup d'etat in Niger. ECOWAS has received the news of an attempted coup d'etat in Niger with shock and consternation. ECOWAS condemns in the strongest terms the attempt to seize power by force and calls on the coup plotters to free the democratically elected president of the republic immediately and without any condition. ECOWAS and the international community will hold those involved in the plot responsible for the security and safety of the president, his family, members of the government, and the general public. Abuja. So this now to thing we knew. I hope say Fambula and this year. Them be this year, I don't know. We don't be this year, okay.
They laugh, Mohammed.
Fambula, just make like I said, a new system, so they manage. They still they try for learner for users. So
I think then they see them now.
Now they see now, eh? Yeah. All right, that's not the press release where they pull. I just want to see the evidence of that. All right, okay. So let's pull her out now. This ECOWAS, they said all right, a similar thing. I can remember the day. I can remember Conde na Guinea. When Dumbuya overthrown her, a similar wording like this come back from ECOWAS. But then care about the president, the family, even though Kone deliberately doctored the constitution, it changed the constitution.
They never said anything at that time.
Yeah, they never, yeah. And
I make her say hypocrisy.
This man been on opposition for decades. He be the preach about democracy, how for respect. Let us see how much a man now we African leaders. Now, I subscribe to what you say. It seems as if sometimes Africans, when I don't blame the white man, now this can make a hangry most of me program.
No white man, now we. And the way they think, Mohammed.
We.
How the way they think, now no problem.
They allow that man to change the constitution. ECOWAS not talk nothing. What then they tell them pull out the first statement to them pull and say them for reinstate and back. Can you imagine? Who that fool?
Imagine they mislead the country, they're not saving.
Somebody don't overthrown, though they go say if I go hand over power to the person where they overthrow, the person like say he had not get blood. And then even when the man cheats, he rigged the election. They still congratulate her. That are the two women they make me out Pearl and ECOWAS.
Yes.
And congratulate
her. And they tell her thank you for being a criminal.
Yes, ECOWAS congratulate her again. All other man change the constitution. When I 2 times the constitution called for, I think that'll be 7 years. He not do for her. He change them back and then congratulate her. African Union back then congratulate her. And whatever to her, then pull a similar letter like this. And they don't pull this letter. I'm sure then guy don't go give up. Because if they hand over power right now, they all will die. They did not treason.
Well, it depends. There are a lot of factors we may not know.
All right, go ahead.
There are a lot of factors. You see, we deal with a complex human and social situation. But the fact is, and I can always say, the role of the intellectuals in society, now for understudy them things here, and sit together and find solutions. But because we intellectuals in Africa is more of hustlers than people who are ready to make the nations, now I make we get all them problem here. And another thing is, just like this article I read this morning, talking about people who assume to be educated but they are empty, we modus operandi in Africa, especially West Africa, the kind of way we can talk and do things, it they show a lot of emptiness. All time they talk about democratically elected. There is no democratically elected government. The difference between democracy and elections is there. Democracy now a social behavior. When a society is democratic, there is no reason for people to grumble about elections. You know why? There is fair play, first and foremost. There is social justice, secondly. Everybody, they get it right according to in level way they. Nobody know them seize power per nobody. If that woman then go make markets now Abacha Street, if then they go there say for go pull them, they know they throw a tear gas pan and then they respect their rights. As a matter of fact, before then they take a decision for go send that tear gas, if it was a democratic society, then they call them to meeting. Then they negotiate. Then say, "Bo, wow, now they under one for clear this place. What you go do?" Then listen to the woman. They let them say talk. Say, "Well, if una allow come under, una do so, do so, do so." You understand? That's democracy. It's not about elections. Elections are a process for the people to express their wish or to protest. That does not make a democracy. Democracy is a social behavior. Now begin get and clear. That definition they say government of the people by the people, that's bullshit. That's rubbish. Democracy na behavior. Not you all man they accept. Not you all man they say, okay, let we share respect. Let we respect each other's right. Let we work together. Let we do things so everybody go get what in due. That's what democracy is about. And if you look at the African situation, we not get democracy in Africa because we are more of bullies than people who negotiate. So let's stop for talk about democratically elected government. We may have elected governments, and most of them are selected as a matter of fact. You understand? Now we begin to distinguish. Multi-partyism is not democracy. You may have 50, 60 parties in the country. That does not mean there is democracy in the country. There would only be democracy when we respect one thing, the rights of others, and others respect their obligation to society. That's when democracy exists. What in due Muhammad, I respect them. My obligation towards them, I respect them. Instead of do the same, then we are democratic. West Africa, we get a big crisis there. Because when you look at the structure, you look at the sociology, you look at the cultures, you see say bullying is part of that culture, and therefore it's difficult for people to transform themselves. They go into governance, the same old behavior, how man and they beat them away from our house, bully them into subjection. Now so would they go on government. And that's why we have many military coups. Because even the soldier, they make coup. That bullying then they use. Then I will get gone. Where we chef will go seize power. That was your thing they be.
All right. Now we come to Salon. We see a developing story. This story we don't get them for quite some time, but you know, the army now like a secret society. Not to all the information they come out. And Lord shall let people see, and this you don't go ignore because it don't they spread for quite some time. Then be the suspected some soldier man then be one make coup according to the information we get. We mainly now northern as so we don't know how to is it, but Lord we just put some of them here. Lord we just share. Okay, I think okay. All right. As soon as they see na the screen, okay, loud. I don't know if they see na the screen today. All right, okay. So these are the people, as soon as they see, 8 soldier man there. They don't then as you see this paper now Monday 24th July 2023. Today now waiting 27. So they don't then detention for 51 days, 51 days. 8 retired military officers cry for justice. Among them are Major retired Dr. Matthew Kamara, Lieutenant Corporal, Captain retired Sako Kamara, another one was retired Delwyn Richard Bell, Staff Sergeant retired Samuel Kagbo, Squadron Leader retired Alfred Kamara, Captain Samuel Timbangura, Major retired A.O. Kamara, Captain Molai B.S. Kamara. So by the names themselves, you go don't know, you go don't point, say these are they either get connection with the North or then perhaps then they accuse and say then get connection with the North. Because also with the judge now we country today, even when they do them program as you call your name so his surname so they don't put you side and get for put you. So the information they get, the government arresting people here on suspicion, say they want overthrown the government, and this now more than 1 month and 50, they close to 2 months. Yeah, Mr. Jallo, what you go talk about this issue? You said don't get information on this one.
Well, I don't hear him, but we come back to the same thing we will start with.
Hello, Internet.
You see, we get for take we country serious. Let we left for the play them petty games here for justify what you want to do. All these people where they go arrest so they're able to make coup. Are they? Is it because they are then a soldier man? That means they're able to make coup. They are retired. They are no longer in service. So how come then they go make coup? Who side then they pull ammunition? Who do they supply the ammunition? How did the ammunition enter Sierra Leone? If you have a sovereign state, now then the Allah, where European Union they talk this, they talk, we are a sovereignty. The first thing about sovereignty is you for able to secure your borders, you for able to track and trace everything. Before they go arrest people, them, you for don't track and trace and know all them here. Say ammunition don't come, this don't come, that don't come. Show evidence that these things really happened. Don't just begin create suspicion. We suspect you, suspect you. A state cannot be an institution for suspicions. I make in organized states, then they take 10, 15, 20 years, they investigate. In organized institutions, then they take 10, 15, 20 years for investigate. Then they get all the evidence before they go make arrest. They know they arrest before they go find evidence. This is all the bullying what they talk about. Because they don't make nonsense election, what they call election. Now they want to create panic for intimidate people. Then go arrest 2, 3 people, say they suspect of making coup. So any other person will get real intention for go kick their ass, he go afraid. Sorry, I'm being rude. You understand? It's an intimidation tactics.
Okay.
It's an intimidation tactics. And some of us can see through that because we don't work in our government. We know. That will stop that. You know, they help nobody. You know, they help Sierra Leone. You know, they help you with the Duam. Because them people out there also, they left there at the end of the day, they don't create grudge. If man you go and say do something where you not do anyhow you talk to them tomorrow, grudge day. If you go kill her, grudge day, picking them go come after you, picking them tomorrow. It's time we stop all this nonsense
and the
now.
thing is, and this now liquor even this now
Liquor, who that liquor? The
No,
one liquor, they work free.
No, what are they talk? What are they talk? The family members then are then leak this information because when they are arresting people there, from what you understand, the media there is a media blackout.
We not even get media in Sierra Leone, Mohammed. Don't begin talk that now. The media in Sierra Leone is the first institution where they capture.
Yeah, this is surface on social media. The people and then family members then, according to information we get, even the family members then warn them strongly say they don't talk to the media. But at least if you get your person, they don't hold them for 1 month, 2 months.
Why they not for talk to the media?
Why not? Yeah, not for talk, not for these are liquor. You
can't hold somebody in family. They go tell them back, say not for talk to media.
Not for talk and say
who are you? Are you God of Sierra Leone?
So it quite dangerous.
Even God will make the world. You know they put limit as to waiting for talk, waiting not for talk. But these guys are going too far. We need to begin to tell them. And let them be careful. Let them not take that country to another crisis.
Now we jump into the next item now, the list where now the Kush, this Kush don't become a national crisis. And today again, we get some videos there where they sent to we, as we promised and say, would they come up with their Lord Shalona see one way, I think, but first look out the one the way the soldier man and then the misbehave. Lord we go to soldier man and first Lona see or policeman and rather. This now one of the clip, one of the photos where they I don't know if now they send at the screen.
And not come up it.
Okay. So as soon as they see this now one of the video, the video they can, but now watch first the clip. I'm sorry, the pictures there where you see now we soldier man and so policeman and rather. They see Kush. Now Kush and they are lucky they so. Kush. They see. You see, the one for protect you. If you neither don't arrest you, Kush arrest them.
What did we do wrong?
He arrested and put him for sleep. Okay, forget about this. Slack out another one again. Another one again. I hope so. Not this year, not this year, It is shown on the screen. Okay, I think yes.
Yeah, it is sure.
It is sure. All right. Okay. Lab out. Let's see no more family.
Lift up.
Now sleep too. Let's see no more. Man, all gone. Imagine a police officer all gone. If somebody go take that gun dinner, how secure are we when we talk about security? How secure are we in the age of Kush? Let's see no more. All right, forget about this. Look out on another video. This not a why we call the security forces them because this like what I say open no day. The how they protect you. Look out with me. Another video they make rounds on the social media.
What do we do na salon whole country for Candice Law?
All right, okay. I think we will get the video on the other side. All right. This is go ask for watch for some people and so just advise you in case you know possible no one we get sorry no watch and we don't advise you in advance. We don't advise you in advance. Say the video they can play, seems to be appropriate for other people then. They not get blood though, but some man not just for not like for see sorry thing. You don't get blood, but some man that's
I need somehow they destroy himself.
No, some people are so their own nature, they're allergic to dentin and they. All right, what did happen? All right, not the good guy. It's okay. Log in like some seconds. All right, I think we don't get her now. Lobby. And the last one we will talk about, we also get the issue of concerned Sierra Leoneans. We're not able to put her again at the screen because um, we still get issue with this system. But anyway, it will be fine.
You will learn it. Don't worry, my friend.
Yeah.
After 1-2 days.
Yeah, where then they put then said don't make a planned protest now. Australia, Sierra Leoneans, and they wait for then said they take up now the streets. Then say still get issue with this election. The election seems as if they're not ready for done it. All right, so we don't see the clip. All right, no plan for Fambule. Let Fambule see Kush. This na
girl picking.
Nagal picking this, yes, Nagal picking.
What? What are like this?
Let me go there.
Wait, that the bearer. Now wait. I'm the guy. Check that. Wait, that the bearer. We'll write you for the bearer. Now, also I go by and I do the thing. Left on the move. Hey! Left. Yes. Left on the move. Left, please. You go left. Left on the touch. Left on the move.
Mohammed.
All right, so Fambulen, at least I don't get a picture of her. This now in the happen in the country and it's very serious. We just
you hear the man who be in the comments behind at the background.
Yeah, he said me the left.
How do you read that psychology? That is what is destroying us, Mohammed. We are people full of impunity. I can tell people say not all politics wrong, now the way all they think. You see, come Motaman parenting and they, you know, fair away say left and not to enforce begin die. Let disgrace. We always wish the wrong for others, but we can't. We want sympathy. That's exactly our problem. Listening to that man talk, and it's high time we begin to say it. The second thing I go say about this drug issue in Sierra Leone, whoever involved in them, whether a politician or a businessman, I'd encourage them for continue. You know what to do? You know what to do?
No.
In 1960s, when drug was used in America to control the blacks, today it has become a national problem. And say what goes around comes around. Whoever they sell drug to people picking until they like continue. In picking them, in family picking them and all, then go get hooked up. Then it will become a very big problem for them. You see, when you do things like this world, you get to consider the consequences. This is one thing that is absent in our race, the black race. We only consider consequences. We look now. I may call them if they put you any. From today, let's make them a national duty. Any big man has always come up for talk about say drugs they affect people in family. Let them for them be enough.
Yeah. More than
when Peking go get hooked up, you begin lucky, you go hear all the big noise they come up from up here. Now that go tell.
So family, today we're not going to read our text as we use a different system. But we try for improve on the we budget. You know, say again, then they buy quality, then they buy for make comment on their issues here. I'll put the line. As I get opportunity for call. A contribution. That not. All right, the number now +44 772 949 protest. Mr. Jallo, you what in this mean of recent time? We don't agree there. Abbas Bundu there, Sele APC now, Abupa international community, the protest there. We don't see other people and they say this are just a waste of time. Will them protests get any dividend results with the expectation of people away want see action? Because another one they come now Australia from waiting and sent to we. I don't know if we will share that file then. Yeah. What do you make up of them protester? Is it just a way for let people and just make them way, or is it gonna make any difference?
It's going to make a difference. It may not be an immediate difference, but it therefore make a difference. Let nobody not fool himself with that, yeah? It therefore make a difference. And maybe the action will be delayed over time. And maybe the action may not even affect the people of Sierra Leone. It may affect those involved. So anybody, you know, when somebody they drown, even a straw, they looking for saving self. The point at issue is this government in power, they no say they are drowning globally. So then they do everything possible for deviate people their attention from the truth.
All right. We don't get to force caller. Yes, caller outside the call from.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Calling from Washington.
All right, you get the platform.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jallo. I appreciate you coming to this platform today. Thank you very much. We have been following you on your own platform. Some brilliant and incredible analysis. I would like for you to expand more about, because to me, my understanding and looking at the Sierra Leone issue and African issue for the last 30 years, I completely blame we the people.
Exactly, my brother.
Because again, leaders come among us. It looks like it's the worst corrupt people now with society. Now then, would they choose as a leader? Why we choose them people here as leaders? Number one, specifically for Sierra Leone, this is the only country I believe in West Africa. If you look at the two-party system, they don't date since the inception. And since the inception of Sierra Leone, they don't date SLPP and APC, and they have not done anything. But the people continue to vote these people again. So what is wrong with our psychology to do things over and over and over and over and over and expecting a different result?
Albert Einstein said doing the same thing and expecting different outcome is the definition of insanity, my brother.
Indeed, my brother. So me with every Sierra Leonean way in the complaint about government, about pointing the finger, I am so sick of it. I am so sick of it and so sick of it and so sick of it because none of us are stepping into the ring to fight back.
If I can come in, my brother, as a matter of fact, it's not the political parties that are wrong. It's our social psychology. This is the time Sierra Leone should begin to put more effort on setting up research institutes to research into those things in our society that are holding us back. Let we get a common ground. Let we look for a solution. Now then they begin sack people them for name. But for God's sake, the Kamaras, the Koromas, the Tourés, the Taralis, you find them all over Sierra Leone. Go to Pujaun, they are Kamaras, they are Koromas. Go to Kailaun, you find them. Go to Bo, go to Kenema. Are we really thinking in Sierra Leone? Let us begin to
find Mr. Jallo, let just because the line out, let's just making last points. Then you will take
Mr. Jallo, my last question that I have. To me, again, part of this problem is we need to decentralize because Freetown government, the federal government is way too big and way too in our life. We need to decentralize and give local powers where we will hold them accountable, where the people them, whether they affect, where their policy they affect directly, you will hold leaders accountable, whether they at the local ground, we're not to Freetown. And to that. To the last
Thank you, my brother.
What thing you go advise we now Sierra Leonean for solution?
All right.
What thing we need to do to get involved in our land to try to change this?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I would answer that after.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Let's take another call. All right. So miss this caller. Okay. Miss this caller. All right, you got it. Yes, while should they wait for? Yes.
Yes, in answer to what my brother just asked, if we really mean for decentralized, the caller don't come.
Yeah, another call. This caller don't call several times. Let's see.
Okay, let it talk them.
All right, go ahead.
If we mean for decentralized, we already get the cultural structure. Take paramount chiefs out of politics. Let the chiefdoms then be like municipalities. Let them get elected chiefdom councils. Then give those councils the power to plan. As long as you get a national policy framework, let them plan within the national policy framework. Set the standards. Say plan within these standards and these limits. Then fund those projects. Every chiefdom, let them do their own project. If now water supply the one this year, let them do them. If now agriculture, let them do them. Take the money to the people. Not create structures of hierarchy you call on decentralization. I think somebody there on the line, no?
Yeah.
Let go ahead.
No, go ahead, because sometimes we can get issue.
Okay. As they say.
Yeah, go ahead.
We can create a 3-level decentralization. You get the central government, you get provincial governments, then you get chiefdom councils. Let the chiefdom councils then plan for the chiefdom. Provide the resources for them for plan. Let every chiefdom get an administrative unit. Let them get a technical unit. Let anybody who be engineer, if he come out Nagbinti Dibia, let go work Nagbinti Dibia. Let make day. This is how it operates in Norway. Let go sit down Freetown, the Congo and lie, say how they look for job. Can't work na chiefdom. Give the chiefdom power for make them build and modernize themselves. Give the chiefdom power Let them invest in agriculture. Let them invest in technical and vocational education. Let us see if Sierra Leone go transform. Now left this rubbish for the dance and kill we self na salon. Enough is enough of this, bro. It's high time the intellectuals of Sierra Leone begin to think on how do we make this place. This place is for all of us. It's not about, oh, I don't get PhD. Let me self can't thief and get 10, 15 O's. All the houses they own the thief and build na salon, they're able to get money from. They're not able. People have built houses in Sierra Leone and they cannot rent them because the economy not the function. Now begin think, bro.
Yeah, that's a good one. But we got serious issue anyway. But
You're not able to get callers then for coming. What in?
no, na the line callers then they call they can inside. But I would sometimes calls and they can inside, But all right, I need for reset the phone. But anyway,
okay, do that.
I they reset the phone.
We have to change our social psychology, Mohammed.
You know, when they talk about, say, when just like with our caller, they talk about we the people there as well as you. Well, the underwear land Quran and tell we say God not a give leader to nobody, and not a give a leader to any group of people except how them people need to think.
Exactly. That's it. We are as we think and we become as we think. Exactly. You've said it, sir.
You know, the other day I tell you about a book where I feel say a very interesting book where The Prince, where they simply tell you say we need people are not they vote for honest politicians.
Leonardo Machiavelli.
Yeah, all right, okay. Although he said yes, call outside. They call from.
Yes, they call from somewhere in the world. Thank you so much as always. I want to take this opportunity for also thank for putting to Sir Jamboya. They call and Sarah. Not to that
I beg pardon, they are men ordinary idiots. No left-hand title business in Africa, and
anyway, and basically, I think it better way we get a kind of discussion and then come here. After all is said and done, let me go to serious business. Let me chat the way forward. Let me discuss the Sierra Leone we want to see, and by extension, the Africa we want to see.
Yeah.
And it is but right to say, if finally the ECO has become like a source center, or a research center, so to say, just like we senior talk, we will be a place where they think how we will solve the problem.
Yeah.
Talking about coup, arrest people there and there is not picking business standard, that's not petty. I mean, it doesn't solve nothing. But we need to come together as a whole nation, whether not 12 or 14 or 16 districts, we all come together. We get a round table, not to the facade, we create and keep doing a conference 1, 2, 3, until we reach 10 inches. That's not what we want. We need a national conference.
Exactly.
Sincerely and honestly, where do we go from here? Face the truth, face the reality. Tell we said that other truth.
Exactly.
One thing I was saying, yes, sir, want to say something, sir?
No, go ahead. You know, you just say what tests.
One thing I want to say, I don't know when I'm permitting for use this word, the nastiest set of people that we get in this country is sad to say. Now we so-called public sector, we so-called MDs, we so-called professionals.
Well, I wouldn't say more, sir. I think you've said it all.
Let's go pull people in the face or what you did to them. But wait a minute. What about our policy? The importer, neither the sole trader, neither the petty trader at the same time, because he retails at the same time. No space is left
And they're against the policy. You know that. You know, say they're against we national policy as well.
A wholesaler not for do retail. As a
Yeah.
matter of fact, now lead to that street trade.
Yes.
Exactly.
Where they not grease solve.
Say, come on and teach my place. Easy. But guess what? This so-called petty trader, they buy goods the way they pay tax out of it.
Yeah.
They make up a huge part of which the revenue collection we do in this country.
Yeah.
For just to win them and a dirty box on a kubi like that, they deserve respect. Because they see them bit up. They look as it's supposed to be something where a social lifestyle. You know, respect this person and respect the other person. But what we have here is nonsense. So yes, we all need for counsel. And I really salute you and Mr. Komon-Tok. I hope, you know, I look forward to a situation where this not will just be because of the election we just passed. Then we get a serious think tank situation. Then we can sit down, we talk about serious business.
No, we are moving. We are moving. We are on it. The thing is, we are privileged. This generation, we are privileged. 10, 20, 30 years ago, 50 years ago, something like this not be there. The internet's not be only handful people, social media not be there. But now, this now we opportunity at Sierra Leoneans. If we not galvanize, we not take advantage of social media for count the best and the brightest brains. People anyone contribute. We get people all over the world. Before sometimes I'm not able to answer everybody in calls. I get people around the world, professors. I get senior people. One time I get a call, a Sierra Leonean.
Too small, too small. It's not about being biased. Maybe at this time, Sierra Leone, the tension so high. Sometimes they don't fight for
all right, okay, all right, scholar. Thank you very much. Lowy give chance for another people and thank you. Thank you. All right, Low give chance to another person. Yes, scholar, where the call from?
I'm in London. I just want to comment.
All right, go ahead. You get the platform.
Okay. This is not about APC or SLP. I don't know if I will get time to explain this.
No, you get 2 minutes. You get 2 minutes.
Okay, 2 minutes. That's a quick. Now, let's say the APC fact. It's a whole political party which disappoints me as a person, right? The supporters then are the biggest hypocrite ever on planet Earth. Most of them are really around Samoa Kamara, so now we don't lose then they are now. What a shame to the APC. When this man be the struggle 2020, where were they? When this man be the struggle 2021, where were they? When this man be the struggle 2022, where were they? They go to the extent when this man ready for stand, now they take you to all come out for can't stand with that. They not tap there to them backbite the man. Now I see they all don't decide say they don't need to go to parliament. Now so they all we don't decide for she don't so now when the man don't lose. Now they want to show their solidarity. It's a waste of time. Pure waste of time. And this to go to the diaspora as well. Like the young parts, it look confuse me past all. Who said that me do AP should not get money for campaign? Who said that me do Samoa Kamara in t-shirts they're not popular? And now we don't lose. They all don't get together themselves. For go be with it. For go protest for it.
Well, now they will not go able to answer that question. Then I think you need APC authorities then for answer than they. Anytime walk out APC person here. Thank you very much. The 2 minutes on done now. Yeah, you're right. You make a point. They need for work with unity because at the end of the day, now for their own goodness, you make a salient point. We go. Okay, now. Yes, let's take another caller. Yes, caller outside the call from. All right, okay, we don't lost this one. Okay. You know, are they always like I'll be the type for yes, all right, so let's take this down. Yes, call outside the call from.
Mr. Komon-Tok.
All right, you get the platform. Who side they call from?
Yeah, I call from Italy.
All right, you get the platform.
The Kush in Sierra Leone. Now, no we left people them when they take them. Not for them the issue. The issue now the people them when they enter water when they big one there. Since we up to 5 years or more than 5 years. And no one day here is say, then it's good. I remember in past years when the Sharia law, they go up them, farm them, they brush the Jamba farm, then they load them, and they land over the road, because Sharia law do it. Then they count them. Everybody is here. That was sending back. We will take arrest. We see them. One Kush, 5 years, more than 5 years. They don't know whether they count them. But then,
No, they know that they count time. They not just want to call the person no more. They know that they count time. All right, you get 30 seconds more, caller. You get 30 seconds more.
So, no, put up on them. If they are in, no, put up on them. May they stop for destroying the people of Sierra Leone.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much for your contribution. All right, let's take another caller. Yes, caller outside the call from. All right, okay, you get the platform.
So now me fumble the talk show.
I think you get fumble now. You fumble.
I know what you make it say footage on left and talk.
Go ahead, you get the platform.
Yes, Mr. Komon-Tok, I want to talk somebody here talk now. The problem with the country, I appreciate where Mr. Jallo they talk about how people they for left the one the way they import this thing, let them continue. Indeed, when you talk now too, but also want to say this now, it's just too sad because when you look at people the way involved in this thing, like the one the way their parents are not getting nothing, it's so sad. And when you look at the structures of the country, the country, the people, them, the institutions, them, how they call them, the workers, we say, civil servants or whatever in any industry, there is this culture where embedded that we country, where that corruption and hate. People lack satisfaction. Like in the boundary that we count, corruption and lack of satisfaction. Like in the that we count. Every single institution, the people that were there before, like where they there and go to them, then shift them, let them give money for let them develop their business. I just want to ask one question. Look at so-called president program in the last 5 years, consecutive 5 years. If they do tobacco rice, we ever see that rice in a gallon? I don't know, maybe they can go back. We know this year, but we know ever say tobacco rice now must.
No, you not done it. You know, say some rest and they take for go.
Casilla don't eat the rest.
What you know, say rest they take by the ass.
Casilla don't eat the rest. You know, some people Casilla that they will be the care people picking and now that the rest you don't can go.
They come to me and they one day
they go. When they come, I'm not saying don't work. I try to encourage them. Let them come up and grow. You know, the family looks sorry now. And I'm also like, them can't hear the use as tools for politicians when they go die for them. And now go to the sports section where they give, when they pay the one they ready on top. But yes, when they come back to them, people picking them, checking them what they give them. When they get that small money, they could give back to the manager, they give to that, your family, they want for just from them. And they discourage everything within because of this dissatisfaction that is embedded on them people they are every year.
All right, thank you very much.
So I don't know how we think for do this, but it's a whole lot.
Yes, you're right. Thank you very much for your brilliant contribution. All right. So Fambule, we end the program now because at least we don't spend quite a quality time with Tuna. The truth of the matter is, I won't just believe this one. See, we get a unique opportunity where we will take advantage of the social media, the technology where we get today, the internet. You know, there are people out there where na Sierra Leoneans and not get no political affiliation. They are well to do. You know, we are privileged. Some of us we are privileged because on our elect we follow the other side. Because if we're not be watch, we will not get paid. Very important people around the world who are Sierra Leoneans and they talk to we, you know, in the sense how they want to see. So man not go able to call it. Tell you say by virtue of my position, my this, my credential, I'm not going to call my program, but I call you personally and tell you this. You know, I know. Okay, Lord, take this. Yes, call outside the call from. Yeah, outside the call from. We don't take 2 more calls, then we'll wrap up the call side.
Komon-Tok.
Yes. All right, you get the platform. All right, you get the platform.
The one day we put this push business, it will be very difficult for stopper because SLPP not great take the listing the program we can enter big allegiance which they refine. They go with me so yeah. We don't forget what and the guys now waiting to focus on the future. And tell them say we take responsibility for social team instead of they take responsibility. They refer we 1996, 1990s, and something they happened because of this one they move continue before. All about the SLP right now, and I know they tell him like my brother, and I revenge because everything was there. We interview, we not get even if they are, I didn't have the interview one big lady. Instead of 40 the exam, they answer the question, they go with me 1996, 1990. It's wrong. Then they take responsibility. Don't forget about the past, don't focus on the future. Most important right now. Planning our olden days.
All right, thank you very much for your contribution. That was a brilliant one. Thank you. Yeah. All right, so Fambo, we don't close the line, please. So we tell the one that we don't call plenty tinky, and the one that will be the struggle for call we able gets. We apologize. As always, and I get the platform tomorrow. You will get opportunity for call back and join the program. Just for me, for a wrap up on this. Just for me for wrap up on this one, as Abide say, we get unique opportunity this time around when I feel say now no other generation no they wouldn't meet up this opportunity. You know, where anything you want, the life, the ordinary, the average person life, where they live now, the average person life, especially those people, the average person is far better than kings and queens who be there 200 years back. The average person life. Now, like magician, you know, like a magician, we want something to happen. You know, we want something. I mean, they are when some people that were at least they're not so multi-millionaire then when they live part of the West. When an average life more than gets. Then get a smart TV, their smart door, their smart kitchen, their smart everything. So now voiceover self, you just they talk no more. What you want, they're happy for her. This was not in the case 200 years ago, 300 years ago. Kingdom day, they not be get them here. So the point I make here is if we use social media positively, we go make massive change on that. You know, I always believe in Sierra Leone say we go make the change, but it depends on the people there. And nobody, absolutely nobody, no go come nowhere. The white man always so then get the interest. I mean, sometimes okay, can go deeply again, you know. But then they gladly all they divide. This is exactly why then they send aid for we. Then they gladly all they divide because this now so then they pray on, now so then they get them benefits. Once one
they all, not
yeah,
only the white man, the Chinese, the Russians, they all.
But look what's happening right now in Africa. Serious threats. You see the Russians and they want go, they don't jump in. So right now, Russia does announce 40 billion as aid. It don't promise for get African aid. How long we as Africa would they pass more than give you aid? Pass and give you aid. Pass and give you aid. It's so shameful.
The question is almost now 40 billion for we continent. A continent will get the potential for produce 40 trillions. You know, it's in a 1 trillion, a 1 billion. 40 and more trillions will get the potential for produce them. Will they go dance for 40 billion?
Sometimes I can shame, honestly, why they say they shake me head. Today, 17 African leaders there. And if you saw that they gladly celebrate, I'm telling you, I they shake me at the shame. You know, when you travel, I mean, when you be the salon, when I be the salon, well, a lot of people and when not travel, it's where you the salon. You the feel say you can't, people are not like you. Someone they say what common in my country, I know they ever good again. So I mean, the sense salon this I they wipe me sus, I they wipe me sus at the airports, I they wipe me sus at the airport, and they move. But when you come, now then country there, any part where find yourself, now the value of salon. When I go Ukraine, then they force you for accept, say, you don't belong here in any way of form. You don't belong here. Not to here you belong. Then the sense of nationalism for let you be, for let you think about your home. Believe me, I like you be don't left on the airport. They go on take them back, you put them in the back. Regardless, even if you marry them Peking, you born Peking day, you not care. You not care. That was one of the things where I feel say, if all the diasporans then all the difficulties all they go through in terms of whether they give green buko, yellow buko, passport, you still get that barrier. If you not know your accent, maybe sometimes this, that, you just forget that barrier. We get challenges there, we work in places there, they make you a manager, you will get possible they can't with it because someone they can't tell you about your exchange rates, why be the Ukraine, my office will be the manage, one of the Congo South, then be the Congo Sami, but they talk the language, they read it. Now my exchange rates, they say this is a millionaire in a country. You know, come the pass Madrid, what's matter? But all this lisham. Did they provoke me? That's why I go tell them.
They don't know say that million, they know what not.
Yes. But anyway, the point why they make is how they continue for
now you see, Mohammed, what in we go say?
It go be all right. We at least
what in I go say? We are on the right track. It may take time. The only thing we get for try talk to with people and down here that they left the excesses here. They then left the excesses here. There is everything for everybody in that place. But we'll get to find out how to do the wealth distribution. You understand? There is everything for everybody. As a matter of fact, one day you planned a program where we can sit down there. Let's discuss about the economic and wealth potentials of Sierra Leone. Let people then begin see.
Yeah.
Jerry?
No,
They'll discuss them with real data, real facts. Let people see that small country we call Sierra Leone can become the richest country in Africa if only we manage our mentality. That's what we need to manage this.
Yeah.
We can make it the richest country in Africa. Plan that program, call me, we'll go consider. Like in 30, 45 minutes, we'll go talk.
All right.
People then go see.
All right, so family, like I said, our apologies. Today we're not able to read our text there, but hopefully next tomorrow, moving forward, definitely we'll be able to get time for read on our messages there. As I said, I'll not forget the date. I said Tuesday, right? The 1st of August. I get something for can announce here. Something we I believe say now go proud of because now achievements. I'm telling you, now achievements. Would they start from that side on Tuesday, which I announced on so now they will start moving forward. All right. So Mr. Jallo, again, anything for add?
Pastor, just say goodbye and thanks for listening. Let we try. There is a lot to be done, but we'll go do them.
All right.
And the other way she don't have power for the bully people, then but they are on a left now. Bilem go in a K. Let it work done. Quiver and all this thing done. We are left. And we all get salon.
All right, Fambule, we tell a plenty thank you. Hopefully, if you get something interesting tomorrow, we will come back and count on tomorrow. Until then, bye bye.